Badgers inside Huff Hall taking on the Illinois. Avery Hernandez starts off with the serve for Illinois. We are underway on this Sunday afternoon, and the first attack comes from Anna Smrek, and Wisconsin grabs the initial lead.
Well, so much of the offense revolves around this front row, and Anna Smrek being able to hit fast and quick middle transitions.
Sarah Franklin, her first serve of the afternoon. Here's Lainey Smith into the Wisconsin block. Kari Bohm popped it in the air. Here's the set by Charlie Furbringer, and Wisconsin with a 2-0 advantage. Wisconsin only hit 0.94 in that match against Nebraska on Friday.
Well, it shows Nebraska's ability to stop the offense of Wisconsin.
First swing for Raina Terry. Once again, the Badger block is there. Smith tips it. There's first touch we see for Schumacher. And now the swing from Sarah Franklin from the back, and the Badgers off to a nice start here, 3-0. Illinois had a tough start Friday in which they made too many errors in that first set against Northwestern. Terry off the hands of the block. It's side out for Illinois. But Laura, in that game Friday, they lost the first set to Northwestern. Had a lot of errors out of caution, Chris Thomas told us about in that match.
Yeah, 6 aces and then also 7 missed serves. So those were 13 quick points that Northwestern didn't really have to compete for.
Martinez Mundo with her first serve. Carter Booth goes cross court, but out of bounds. The former Minnesota Golden Gopher, now second year as a Badger, and it's 3-2.
Well, Carter Booth is really powerful on the slide. Just seeing it just go a little bit too long, allowing Illinois to get the point.
Martinez Mundo has been a catalyst for what's been happening for Illinois as of late. Moving into the starting libero role. And Illinois has won 7 of the last 8, but Anna Smrek is off to a hot start with 2 kills.
Well, Anna's everywhere. She can go behind the setter with the slide. She's in front of the setter, and so that's going to be key for Illinois. How are they going to get positive touches off of the block?
Lola Schumacher, freshman from Carmel, Indiana. Terry, and Raina Terry, second time. She's been able to get off the hands of the block. And that's one of your keys here today in terms of the tempo for Illinois combating the Wisconsin block.
Yeah, Brooke Mosher, the setter for Illinois, having to speed up that tempo. There's a lot of height across the net with Wisconsin.
Lily Berry plays 3 rotations for the Illini with the serve. Good one at that. And that goes off of Berry, out of bounds, and Wisconsin quickly the side out again and leading 5-3.
And just as much as Illinois is trying to speed that tempo up, beat that Wisconsin block, Wisconsin can do the same as well. They're speeding up their block, their sets to be able to beat the block of Illinois.
Here's Carly Anderson, the transfer from Montana, was a 2-time All-Big Sky player. Terry, high off the block. Getting to it was Anderson. Passed across the net and adeptly put off the hands of the block by Julia Orjol, the senior from Poland.
Well, Orjol, that was a fast tempo set all the way to the outside, and coming from the other pin, that's what makes it so hard to defend Wisconsin at times.
Carly Anderson, her second serve, graduate student from Mississauga, Ontario. On the slide, Philpott able to get it through the block to make it 6-4.
Philpott, just being a freshman, really making her impact for the Illini so far, and the slide, being able to beat the block, did a nice kill in the middle of the court.
She had 10 kills, hit 300 on Friday night against Northwestern, hitting .352 for the season. And here's Raina Terry, the all-time leader in aces in Illinois history. Set another mark on Friday. We'll touch on that here in a moment. There is Sarah Franklin, the reigning National Player of the Year. 4.92 points per set for Franklin. Just a great number, of course.
And her vision, no matter where she is on the court. So she's 6 rotation. So look for the Illini trying to make her pass the ball, keep the ball, make it a play. And
that's an ace on the board for Julia Orjol, her 24th ace of the season, playing in her 117th career match as a Badger. That's 110 aces now. Mosier over to Hernandez, the former Northwestern Wildcat. Franklin in the back row, it's Terry. That defense has stepped up again in her final season here in Champaign, and that's a swing and an error by Sarah Franklin.
Well, looking at the Illini defense, keeping the ball alive, giving themselves multiple opportunities to swing at the ball, has them a little bit of an advantage of just being able to create points.
Now here's the freshman Philpott from Greenville, North Carolina. Also 1.16 blocks per set to lead Illinois, along with that hitting percentage. Mosier and Bohm reject that one. Dumped over by Furbringer.
Well, smart play by Furbringer. A lot of attention is on Franklin on the outside. Now you have Booth coming in the front row, so it's easy to get lost and just no block.
How about for Wisconsin having your starting libero and your starting setter both be true freshmen, with then, of course, the upper class talent that they have. Scary for opponents. Cece Crawford with that serve. Here's Hernandez. Mundo with the up and the swing by Mosier. And we know how she can be effective, but that's called a net violation, unfortunately, on Illinois. So it's 10-5 Wisconsin. From the back, Raina Terry, who on Friday became the all-time kills leader in Illinois history, as she is now up to 1,975 officially. See, that's past Jocelyn Burks for that all-time lead in Illinois history.
What a career she has had here.
Wisconsin, though, siding out well so far in this one. I think it's...
Yeah, Wisconsin's hitting over 500. They've been really good at being able to side out as well, just being first ball kill.
11-6. And here's Charlie Furbringer, freshman from Hermosa Beach, California, ranked the #1 setter in the country coming in to Madison this year. But Avery Hernandez makes it 11-7.
Avery Hernandez, there is a tall block across the net, so the hitter's advantage is to swing high off of the hands of that tall block.
And Avery Hernandez has been a terrific addition for Illinois, helping to take some of that pressure off of Raina Terry. And sliding after it was Mosier, but it's into the Illinois bench, and it's 12-7. Wisconsin had won 9 straight before the loss Friday against Nebraska. And the service error.
One of the things that we got to do earlier this week was talk to the coaches of each side. We actually got to talk to assistant coach Gary White, and he was talking about this loss from Nebraska. How are they going to bounce back? And he said they're just always in this bring it attitude. Just bring up the next competition, because in the Big Ten, there is no off weekend.
Yeah, I mentioned it. Illinois comes in with the number 25 RPI. 7-4 in Big Ten play. Have lost 9 straight to Wisconsin, so you know they are hungry to beat this Badger team. As Lola Schumacher with the serve. Mosier will set up Terry. Out of bounds on the swing from Terry. 14-8 Badgers, 1 point away from our mid-set timeout. Oh, Chris Thomas.
They have been able to get the ball back and win a point. And
they get a break on that one with Schumacher's 13th ace of the season from Carmel, Indiana. An All-American in high school. Also nominated as a USA Today Athlete of the Year back in 2022. This is a special player already. About 3/4 of the way through her freshman year. Lainey Smith, a talented freshman on the Illinois side.
For Illinois to get a good pass against a really good serving team, Wisconsin, but when they are able to get a good pass, they can go to anywhere, and this time going to the right side, Lainey Smith with the big swing.
Lily Berry back to serve, sophomore from Emden, Illinois. Orgeol was on the serve receive, and then Cece Crawford, who's in her 3rd season at Wisconsin after transferring from Kansas.
Something to consider for Wisconsin when they have Cece Crawford, Sarah Franklin, Anna Schmreck, and Carter Booth all average 1 block per set. So put that in mind for the blocking.
Terry takes something off going up against the block of Crawford and Furbringer. And that ball's out of bounds, and Illinois makes it 16-10. What do you do if you're Illinois offensively to combat that Wisconsin block?
Well, that's the thing Wisconsin's trying to do is make hitters uncomfortable, do what they can to make hitting errors. But for Illinois, it's about that tempo and hitting high hands and finding a way in between the block.
Raina Terry crosses up Lola Schumacher, and Raina Terry adds her now 207th career ace. See that note at the bottom as well? The only player in the Big Ten right now with over 1,900 kills and 200 aces. And we also talked to Chris Thomas a couple of days ago. This season, she's been able to focus back more on her defense and her passing because of some of the offensive abilities that a player like Avery Hernandez and Ashlyn Philpott have been able to take over.
And really that leadership that she provides by being a six rotation player.
Service error makes it 17-11, so you get one with the ace, but lose one on the service error. Here's Orjol. He's had 3 double-doubles this season. He's had 4 aces twice in a match this year, career highs. On the slide, Philpott has it blocked. Terry with the effort, but there's the Badger block with just their first block point of the match, the first that either team has had.
Yeah, Sarah Franklin, all a part of that left side, which it makes it hard. Which side of the court does the Fighting Illini try to win? Which pin do they go to?
18-11 here in the first set. Hernandez. The back set, and down the line went Devin Robinson to make it 19-11. On Friday in a 5-set loss in the Big Ten opener at Minnesota. Of course, we talk about Illinois having won 7 of their last 8. This is coming our way, and trying to get the save here is Reagan Riley. Not able to. And it's 20-11. Of course, Illinois, they've won 7 of 8. And if you want to stretch it out, 7 of 9, with those 2 losses both being to Nebraska. Illinois started the Big Ten season 0-3, but are 7-1 since. Into the match with that swing is Taylor DeBoer, playing in her 10th set of the year as Chris Thomas trying to switch things up here late in the first set.
Well, finding some offense on the right side of the pin for Illinois, and DeBoer being able to do that strong cross-court shot.
Redshirt freshman from British Columbia. So you look at Philpott with the serve. Robinson. And it's out of bounds, but did it touch the block? No, it does not. That's what the call is. And 20-13.
Looking to see if there's going to be a challenge, but no call. Challenge. Looks like it was out.
Close, but they'll play on. Franklin on the serve receive. Gets it back and hits off Hernandez. And Sarah Franklin with determination. Her 4th of the day.
One way that the Badgers really utilize Sarah Franklin is out to the pin all the way, and then this quick tempo set in the inside the pin, and it's hard to defend because does she go outside, does she come back in, and she can really pound the ball.
Served by Crawford. Reagan Riley in there as the center right now for the Illini. From the slide for Booth, and it blocked by Bowman Hernandez. Now Franklin the swing, Terry in the back row. Here's Hernandez, cross court. Oh, good dig. That was by Orjol. Riley passes to Hernandez, putting some pace on it. Franklin saves it in. Bumped over, free ball for the Illini. Hernandez rolls it over the block and down in front of Orjol.
What a hard-fought point for the Illini with the roll shot winning the point, but so much of it was fast tempo, to the right, to the left, to get the middle transition. And just as we see, nice roll shot middle of the court.
Brooke Mosier back to serve. She's got a team high, or second most, 40 aces on the season, of course, behind Raina Terry. Hernandez. Bjerbringer gets the space to set Franklin. Hernandez again, off the block and down the line.
The Illini finding some success here with Hernandez on the outside. Hernandez just getting done with that roll shot, this time deciding to go down the line, turn it back.
Illinois within 6. Down to one knee goes Schumacher. Franklin got the hands of the block to make it 22-15.
And Franklin is so smart with her shot selection, recognizing that the Illini are close to the net, the ball's set close to the net. Good use of the hands.
Mentioned Wisconsin only hit 0.94 against Nebraska. Illinois had its best defensive effort Friday, holding Northwestern to just 0.88. Right now, the Badgers are hitting .435. Franklin. There's Martinez Mundo. The back set for the tip over by Avery Hernandez. Hernandez pacing the Illini now with 4 kills.
This is so important for the Illini as Raina Terry now coming back to the front row, but they have to have that offense going, and Hernandez adding that spark.
Wisconsin has led the entire set and is led by as many as 9 points. They now have the advantage back up to 7.
Wisconsin puts a lot of pressure on their opponents with the blocking scheme. Smrek, you have to have a double block. That's what Illinois is doing, and she's just really good at getting past the block.
Laney Smith goes off of the hands of Carter Booth. Schumacher gets it back towards the net, and that's why Lola Schumacher is already one of the best liberos that you're seeing, not only in the Big Ten, but in the country. And in the end, Wisconsin gets that point. That's impressive.
Yeah, Carter Booth, she has such reach with when she's blocking.
Set point for the Badgers. Smith. And Laney Smith did not recognize that block was coming. From Hermosa Beach, California, true freshman. Terry. Oh, they stuff almost the spike block there by Carter Booth for the point, but then she gets the kill out of it.
Well, Booth, we talked about her reach and how good she can reach using those arms individually, and that's exactly what she did with Raina Terry. And then the transition, quick transition after the block.
Before that on that block, she may have come close to getting away with the little palm of that ball as she almost dunked it on the block. Service error makes it 1-1. It's our first tie of this match here, and it comes 1-1 in set 2. As Illinois tries to find the combination and the adjustments to match up here with Wisconsin, Laura.
Yeah, the second set, Illinois needing to serve a little more aggressive, make it a little more predictable on where the ball is going.
Booth, put high by Terry, gets the ball back from Mosier. Setting is Schumacher to Franklin. Martinez Mundo with a nice up. Terry. She's going to bump it high over to the back row. Here's Schmreck down the line off of Martinez Mundo and out of play.
And Schmreck on the right side. She stands 6'8". And look at this.
6'9".
Oh, excuse me, 6'9". Look at this reach. And she's not just a standing 6'9". She is a athletic, can jump as well along the net.
Can touch 11 feet. And a Schmreck. They go middle to Booth, and that's off the block and down for the point for the Badgers, and they now lead 3-1. As Sarah Franklin is serving. Franklin, before the Nebraska match, the prior 9 was hitting .325 in those 9 matches, the winning streak that the Badgers had. Big swing by Orgel, had it blocked. Smith, and Laney Smith off the slide.
Smith helping with that first initial block to allow the transition, and that again adding some disruption to the Wisconsin offense.
We almost were about to show the replay there, but it went to the Wisconsin bench, and their assistant coaches and their staff had to dodge out of the way, and then they looked at each other and went, that was fast. As there's Carter Booth with the middle kill, and it's 4-2. What I love about our location here in Champaign is, 4 feet away from the end of the Wisconsin bench right now, so really could pick up a lot of good little details like that. Schumacher the serve. Riley sets it for Terry, out of the reach of Franklin.
Raina Terry plays at such a high level, and she knows out of that front row, hitting those high hands, it's going to be to her benefit, as we see just reaching high, acting like she's going to hit the ceiling just to catch the hands.
Working on the intangibles to her game, floor defense, passing, those intangibles as well. To be ready to play in the pro ranks after this season.
Back row attack by Franklin. Yeah. She has to jump behind the 10-foot line. Her foot was about a half foot over. So
it's 4-4. Back row attack error by Franklin. I was about to say, of course, someone else that I think we'll see play pro. There's a lot of, I think this floor right now is littered with those players. Raina Terry. See the digs, plus 10 for Wisconsin right now, 16-6. And there's a quick set for CeCe Crawford, the 5th year from Lansing, Kansas.
Well, the perfect passing by Franklin allowed that easy, quick transition for Wisconsin. That first ball kill, and you look at the hitting percentage of Wisconsin, hitting .400 just to start this set, and as a match, .441.
Riley, back set. That was a swing by DeBoer. Put over by Hernandez. Tipped over in the middle, and the pancake by Martinez Mundo. As we spotlighted the liberos today, Martinez Mundo for Illinois, Schumacher for Wisconsin, and they've shown up so far. From the back, it's Franklin. Terry sprawls out to get a touch on it, but the effort does not yield the intended result, and it's 6-4 Wisconsin.
Some good opportunities for the Illini trying to get some defense up. We saw the pancake, but this back row attack by Franklin, it's hard to defend.
6 kills now for Franklin. Does have 3 errors. The serve by Anderson. Getting out of the way was Martinez Mundo, but that's down for an ace. That was blocked out by the net, the stanchion for the net. Didn't see exactly what happened there.
Well, and that ball dropped right at the last second.
Laura had her eyes on it. Go back to Martinez Mundo. DeBoer picks up the kill, and Taylor DeBoer, redshirt freshman from British Columbia, who came into the day with 6 kills in 9 sets played, just picked up her 2nd kill today.
Well, Illini have had some success on that right side pen, so DeBoer being able to add a little bit more of a hitting impact.
Orjol pushes it over. Hernandez, that got the block. Good play by Franklin. Orjol into the block, out of bounds, and the point for Julia Orjol and the Badgers.
Just some reference, as hitters hitting so hard that it's hard for the blockers to maintain the strength to keep it on their side on the net, and that's what we're seeing is Wisconsin's just overpowering the block.
Hernandez on the serve receive. Now the tip over the net. Put it in the air by Anderson. Here's Franklin coming at the net, and not able to get a touch on it was Bohm. And Sarah Franklin makes it 9-5 Wisconsin.
We can really see the tempo picking up here with Wisconsin, really setting the tone for this match. And Christina Martinez Mundo doing her best in this back row position.
Down the line goes DeBoer, but there is Schumacher. Hernandez off the hands of the block attempt by Fjordbringer. And Avery Hernandez with her team-high 5th kill.
We saw in the first set, Hernandez able to get the Illini a little bit of spark with 3 points in a row, 3 kills. This time just using the block.
Brooke Mosier. Always fun to watch her serve. Franklin Martinez Mundo will set for Hernandez. Got the block. Or she'll look to keep it alive, but not able to get it was Schumacher.
Well, you mentioned it's always fun to watch Brooke Mosier serve. She is not doing her normal jump serve, which has some real heat on it. And so it's mixing up a little bit.
See what she goes with here. Fierbringer the set, and Devin Robinson hits it off the block to make it 10-7. Robinson, who was an All-American in 2020 and 2022. Schumacher goes to the bench. And then Robinson was an honorable mention All-American in 2023 as well.
Robinson has such a presence on the court. She's super strong, athletic, going nicely along the net for those slides.
Fifth year at Wisconsin. Laney Smith, and Laney Smith makes it 10-8 as Laura had to play some defense here at the table.
Laney Smith,
watch out, here it
right
comes.
In between the block.
Free ball for Illinois. Mosier will go to Terry. Net violation Wisconsin anyways, but
Raina Terry finally bringing the heat for the Illini. That quick tempo set by Mosier, speeding past the Wisconsin block. Look how fast that went down to the ground.
Booth. Mosier tight to the net. Terry! Not an easy play to finish out there for both Mosier and then Terry.
Well, what went so well for the Illini on this play was the fact that Kari Boehm went up as she was getting set, and it allowed the distraction for Carter Booth to get out to the outside.
Schumacher able to get it over to Fierbringer to set up Franklin. No touch, out of bounds, and for the first time today, Illinois has a lead. 11-10 here in set two. Avery Hernandez with another serve, just grazes the net. Carter Booth didn't get all of it, but got enough.
That looked like that was going to go straight down to the 10-foot line, just a little misconnection, but Booth was able to reach. She has such a long reach to be able to get around the block.
Here's Charlie Fierbringer, who saw the notes that sort of talked about her sort of as a player like a Sydney Hilly with her setting ability, but also her ability to score points on her own. As here's Terry down the line. Back in front for Illinois, 12-11.
You're starting to see the Illini have picked up on something here with Raina Terry in the front row. Quick tempo, get that ball all the way to the outside, and Raina Terry is taking care of business.
Christina Martinez Mundo, transferred from Eastern Illinois. Grad student from San Juan, Puerto Rico. Moved into the starting lineup last month at libero, and big part of the 7 wins out of the last 8 for the Illini. She is going to set Terry. And Terry off of the block, and it's 13-11 on Raina Terry's 8th kill today with just 1 error.
Raina Terry recognizing Smrek, who stands 6'9" on the line. So what's she do? Reach towards the shorter, go to the deep cross.
To the shorter player, you mean? Carter Booth,
Yeah,
6'7"?
Yeah.
There's Smrek. Gets one back with her 7th kill. Yeah, it's quite the luxury when you got Smrek at 6'9" next to the 6'7" Booth.
But on that view, you could really see the difference, though, what the arm length looks like to the hitter on the outside.
Terry on the serve receive. Gets it back from Mosier. Schumacher calls it out, gets in front of Franklin. Now some Illinois players falling down to the floor, and Terry off of 1 foot. And again, Terry has added to her game in the different shots that she brings to the table, and there's an example.
Well, Raina Terry wants to play professional. Look how she just stepped in, recognizing her player. Her teammates were on the ground, couldn't help. She's found a way to get the point and win.
1 point away from a timeout here, if Illinois gets it at least. Here's Smrek right between the block and down in the back corner.
Well, having that height advantage and being able to know that that arm can spring up in between the block, leading to some Wisconsin comeback points.
There's Schumacher, who has 4 digs, 1 ace so far today. Our spotlight player, the battle of the liberos today. Smrek will put it over. Riley sets it for Philpott, who has it blocked back. Try it again. And the dig by Furbringer. Smrek the attack, but into the net. Deal coming here to Illinois as Schumacher on the serve receive. And Orgeol picks up the kill to make it 15-14. To go back to what I mentioned, Ashlyn Philpott sort of committed, not sight on scene to Illinois, but made the visit and was like, all right, this is my place very early on in the process, and then sort of helped out recruiting Lainey Smith because they were teammates together at Triangle Volleyball Club in North Carolina. So they're playing together, remaining together here at Illinois. 2 points for Wisconsin out of the timeout, and we're tied at 15, Laura.
Yeah, that was a huge timeout for Wisconsin. Look at the 2 errors that have been forced so far from Illinois.
Carly Anderson on the serve. 4 seasons at Montana. Had 3,000 plus career assists there. 2-time All Big Sky. Out of the reach of Franklin. Made the effort.
Hernandez has just been on a consistent run for the Fighting Illini today. She's found ways to score points, this time going all the way deep corner, really causing Franklin to be caught off guard.
Hernandez, who played 2 seasons at Northwestern, really truly caught the eye of Chris Thomas and his staff in the season finale last year between Northwestern and Illinois, and sort of said to themselves, I'd like to have Avery Hernandez as part of our team. And she went into the portal, and then they knew that they had to make the run at her, and it worked out. Of course, she is from nearby Bloomington, Illinois, about an hour away.
Well, and she's been the nice addition because that 0-2 position behind Raina Terry, who's the opposite of her, and being able to score some points.
Hernandez goes off of Orgeol's hand. And the Illini regain the slim lead at 17-16. The Illini have lost 9 straight to Wisconsin in the series history. And Laura...
for Wisconsin, it's about being able to stop that left side attack.
Mosier the float. Robinson. Devin Robinson, who's 5th in the Big Ten in hitting percentage, starting the day at .371.
She is just a monster when she's out here on the court. She swings so hard, and her vision to be able to get between that block. She just has great vision.
CeCe Crawford, who was 2-time All Big 12 in her 2 years at Kansas before coming to Wisconsin. 3rd year as a Badger. Franklin, also a transfer, but from inside the Big Ten from Michigan State. And there's Lainey Smith tooling it off the block.
We've mentioned the outside left pin for the Illini is where they've been picking up their points. They've got their hitting percentage in this set right now, .419. .290 for the whole match, but it's really been a pickup compared to the first set.
You mentioned that left side. Avery Hernandez has 8 kills as Franklin picks up her 8th. That Lainey Smith termination was her 4th match. Martinez Mundo diving in front of Hernandez. Terry got the block. And there's Carter Booth. You look at the distribution for Wisconsin. 8 kills for Franklin, 8 for Smrek, now 6 for Booth. And they have all 3 of those players are in double-figure attack numbers.
And some of those transitions and kills for Booth are some of the quickest middle transitions you will see in the country.
Wisconsin regaining the lead for the first time since it was 10-9. But now we have our 9th tie at 19-19 with Raina Terry evening things up. You look at Chris Thomas in his 8th year as Illinois' head coach. Wants to bring this program back to the NCAA tournament, missing it the last 2 seasons. Got to the regional semifinals in 2021. Of course, a Final Four in 2018. Sarah Franklin, one of the easier points she'll get. Although she makes other plays look easy as well.
She does. But those are big points for the Illini as they're trying to go into the second set with some leads.
Terry waits for it. Fjordbringer all the way over to Orjol. Good coverage by Mosier. Terry steps into it, but blocked by Smrek. See Kelly Sheffield had a service error on the line there on that serve. So stepping on the line was Franklin. Kelly Sheffield surpassed Pete Waite to become the all-time Wisconsin winningest coach with the win over Indiana back on October the 24th. That was a big error there, 21-20. Booth, sliding play by Martinez Mundo. Oh, and Terry with a huge block against Smrek. She went all or nothing on that one.
Raina Terry's had her few blocks there, but look at this one, getting the second. That was a solo.
The stuff for Terry, and we're tied at 21. 2 points out of the timeout for Illinois. Even Anna Smrek had a smile on her face after getting blocked there.
Well, everybody gets geared up to get a block of Anna Smrek. She's so powerful on the right side, tall, has that height, and so that's a big deal.
Saw it on Friday with Harper Murray of Nebraska.
That was quite the block itself.
Reagan Riley the serve. And that's going to go to our up official, and that's an ace for Reagan. Nebraska. Carter Booth with authority. Of course, wears that number 52, just like her father did in the NBA. Calvin Booth played at Penn State.
Well, Raina Terry was trying to stop the block, leaving Booth one-on-one, and she can just do so much damage when left alone.
Tied at 22. Terry. Oh, great. Fjordbringer with the left arm to punch that in the air. Terry into the block, kept alive by Crawford falling to the floor. Martinez Mundo calls for that, gets it. Terry makes it 23-22. Raina Terry up to 12 kills today. She's had 20 or more 4 times this year, and on her way to that type of number today.
It's not surprising. Brooke Mosier wants to go to Raina Terry in these moments, these last few points of set 2.
Terry closes the eyes, a deep breath, and the serve. And the ace! Raina Terry. Franklin up to Fjordbringer. Back set to Smrek, and it's 24-23. Still set point Illinois. Martinez Mundo to Riley, but couldn't keep it away from Crawford. Illinois wants a violation on Crawford going over the net. Chris Thomas is asking about it.
Well, the ball looked like it was over the plane of the middle of the net, and so the offense can go to the setter, allowing them to set the ball, but in this case it was over the plane.
And so we're going to extra points here at set 2. Hernandez. Mishit on the pass, but the block by Charlie Fjordbringer.
The Fjordbringer's used to being able to go against those jousts. She's in the front row. Earlier she had the dump, this time creating points with the block.
And now Wisconsin, after being down 24-22, has set point. Hernandez goes with the left hand into the block in Wisconsin.
Over 500.
And Smrek with the first attack of the second set.
This is going to be a huge indicator, this set 3, and how the Illini respond. That was such a tough loss in that second set after being lead and working so hard for it.
And there's Carter Booth. So Wisconsin off to the 2-0 start.
Well, the connection that Carter Booth has along the net, see her transition as soon as she passes the ball, and she's just so quick.
Mosier, long back set to Smith. Off the hands of Booth, down to the floor went Schumacher. Martinez Mundo calls for it, over to Terry. Blocked, Smith trying to find the right spot. There's Franklin, the sprawling play. Orschel off the outside of the block to make it 3-0.
Wisconsin off to a quick start here for set 3. They've really just kind of controlled everything and using the block of the Illinois team.
And Wisconsin is cooking to begin this third set after they finish to the second set as well. Sarah Franklin, now 9 kills, 4 digs. And the ace just now. Terry. That got the block. And Raina Terry picks up her 12th kill.
And that was a big side out for Raina Terry to get her Illini going with her, to get on the scoreboard and get something going.
Martinez Mundo on the serve. Played 4 seasons of indoor volleyball at Eastern Illinois, but also 2 seasons of beach volleyball. And that's going over our head and 7 rows deep into the crowd, and Wisconsin leads 5-1.
When you watch Smrek, when she contacts the ball, because of the length and her ability to hit across court, essentially taking Mosier out of the second ball play as a setter, and that's where disruption comes into play.
Served by Schumacher. And quick for Philpott. Smrek, and that's point Wisconsin.
Smrek is just really taking the lead in this third set of being able to not only be that presence for the blocking, but her hitting.
10 kills today for Smrek. She had had 3 straight matches of 10 before the Friday match with Nebraska. So now for the last 5 for her. Lainey Smith side out for Illinois.
And that was a really good decision by Brooke Mosier. Go against the flow. Notice the opening that it was created for Smith to get the kill.
Reagan Riley was a big part of the end of that second set that put Illinois in position to get the win. Julia Orschel with kill number 5 today to go along with 11 digs. This is a player in Orschel who, in her 4 seasons, she's gone back and forth. Outside hitters, but libero, back to the outside now. Very versatile player for the Badgers. Discovered her when they were having a team trip in Poland back about 5 years ago. As there's Taylor DeBoer with the kill.
DeBoer picking up her 3rd kill of this set, and she's really been this nice addition, added to the offense for Illini, picking up a couple of points.
Yeah, didn't play last year, redshirted, and appeared in 9 sets, 8 matches coming into today. Been in every set so far this game. Franklin, Sarah Franklin with her 10th kill. Franklin 4th in the conference, 18th in the nation in kills per set, 4.44.
And notice on that, she had a triple block, so the Illini back row attack trying to get some stop to the kill, and she got past it.
Riley, back set to DeBoer, but that went off the antenna first. Point Wisconsin, 9-3 Badgers. 25-16 in the first set, and then come from behind 26-24 in the second after they were down 24-22. Orschel with the ace. And it's all
able to fight back and how they respond in sets.
Tipped by DeBoer. Orschel calls, goes to Franklin, goes off of Hernandez to Riley, back to Hernandez, and getting it back in play. That was Carly Anderson. Hernandez, the big swing, and there was a touch. Point Illinois back in 2019 when Wisconsin traveled to Europe to play some games. She was playing with the Polish junior team. And that's how she got on the radar of Wisconsin. And now today playing in her 117th match as a Wisconsin Badger. That's a pretty nice find by the Wisconsin coaching staff.
Those foreign trips led to a jewel there.
Philpott makes it 12-4. Ashlyn Philpott, who has had double-figure kills 3 times so far in her freshman season.
And this time, she was so quick into transition. Robinson not being able to quite get up there in time.
Goes back to serve. Overpass from Orjol. And the block, and Illinois can't keep it alive. As Robinson and Fearbringer combined for the block, and for the Badgers, that's now 7 block points. They're +6 in that category. They're +14 in digs, +3 in aces, and the hitting percentage is 443 to 221. Almost another ace for Wisconsin. Leaning back for it was Franklin, and still gets enough on it. 10-point lead.
Tough assignment for the Illini right now. Up at the net, Carter Booth is there, Franklin. So Carter Booth goes in like she's going to transition and hit, allowing the block to be open against Franklin.
Serve from Caroline C.C. Crawford. It's an ace. 7th ace for Wisconsin today. They had just 2 on Friday in the 3-set loss against Nebraska. They got 1.6%, 5th in the Big Ten. Trying to run away with things here in set 3. Gonna wipe the bad taste out of their mouth from Friday's sweep. Miscue there.
Just a set that was intended for Booth. Booth wasn't quite able to connect with it. Ends up going over the Illini net and out.
Wisconsin team is so hard to get 2 straight conference wins off of them, as a slide in the finish by Booth. Of course, Badgers do have 2 Big Ten losses this year, but it was the opener against Minnesota, and then Friday against Nebraska. One time last year in November, they lost back-to-back Big Ten games. And then before 2023, the last time it had happened was late in 2018, believe it or not. So the numbers were on Wisconsin's side. He's 12 kills. Laney Smith, and off the block and out of bounds. Wisconsin does have a 7-1 block point lead. Wisconsin with 3 block errors. Illinois with 3 as well.
A good response coming out of the timeout. Illinois trying to get some points together, get some momentum. We saw Illinois play at a really high level that set too. And so far it's just been Wisconsin dominating.
Carter Booth double figures now with her 10th kill. 5th in the Big Ten in blocks per set. But also hits 254 at 1.4 kills per set. Here's Terry. Cross court, off of Schumacher into the crowd.
Raina Terry has so much power when she goes swinging. That's why it's fun to watch this high-level volleyball with all these players that can hit so hard, and Raina Terry's right there.
Illinois has already utilized both of its timeouts here in this 3rd set, needing a comeback, but now it's 19-7. And the Badgers are trying to. It'll be a tough weekend coming up for Illinois as well here at home. Also playing Friday, Saturday. Smrek out of bounds. 19-8. Badgers by 11.
Seeing some defense come into play for the Illini to get that point, having to take multiple times, just playing good defense.
Friday, Ohio State on Saturday for Illinois. Pancake Martinez Mundo, second time she's done that today. Crawford has it blocked. Smrek off the hands of the block. DeBoer sliding down the line to get it with Schumacher. On the back row was Franklin. Terry, and Schumacher can't handle that one.
One thing to note is how hard Illinois is having to work to get 1 point. Wisconsin has been able to do the first ball kill, get a point, and Illinois now scrambling, working so hard as Raina Terry able to put it down.
19-9. Crawford. Terry will pick up her 15th kill. Just 2 errors today for Terry.
Well, Terry is in rotation right front, so Illinois needing to take advantage of how many times she's in this last rotation, getting the ball to Terry.
This will be Illinois, just their second loss here at home all season, as they're trying to climb back in, making it 19-11 with the block.
Raina Terry show. We saw the last 2 kills, but this block solo on the right side.
(19-11). And that's an attack error and ninth setback for their entire plan for the year, but something that they can learn and build from. On a 5-point run right now, trying to make this third set interesting. Schumacher goes high off of her, kept alive by the Badgers, Franklin. But Illinois gets the point in the end with Ashlyn Philpott. But they got to point out the ability by Wisconsin to keep that ball alive initially and then get this finish.
Well, for Illinois, that was vital for them to keep the momentum going. That free ball play, transition kill, it's exactly what they needed.
Reagan Riley continuing on the serve. 6th serve for Riley. Gets the dig. Terry over to DeBoer. Schumacher with the up. Here's Smrek. Put up by Barry. Terry blocked and down. And Wisconsin now with 8 points on the block today.
And you could see Terry was trying to hit those high hands off the block, recognizing where she was. It just went back into play by the good motion of Smrek to press back.
Badgers have had 10 or more blocks in 7 of the last 8 matches. 8 today. That's an ace. That lands like inside the line for Carly Anderson.
And those are some tough serves when they drop right next to the end line. That decision, go, no go, whether or not to pass.
8 aces now for the Badgers to Illinois' 3. Terry tipped it over. Orgeol to the back. There's Barry. DeBoer. And that was out of bounds. Wide of the antenna. It did land in, but it went out first.
Yeah, look, it was a great idea, but it was right outside the antenna, and that's why that deep corner was actually open. The defense from Wisconsin had shifted.
22-13. Service error. But for Illinois here, like I just said, this is looking like a setback for them, but just in the small scale, still having a great run, having won 7 of their last 8 coming into play today.
Well, and knowing that Illinois can compete at this high level, almost taking that set 2 and seeing them compete and knowing that they can hit the ball just as tough as Wisconsin.
Franklin blocked by Philpott and DeBoer.
What a freshman year Philpott has had, demonstrating her blocking ability, starting as a freshman and pressing over for the solo block.
Yeah, leads Illinois in blocks and the top hitting percentage at .352. 23-15 for the Badgers. 2 points away from a 10th straight win over Illinois. As Chris Thomas will not have to play Wisconsin again this year, so in terms of thinking about adjustments to get ready for the next matchup, and certainly things that he will adjust moving into the weekend coming up against USC and Ohio State.
On both sides of the net, you look at the freshmen and the impacts that they have made coming into these matches, whether it's been the libero or middle, you think, man, the future's bright for both of these teams.
Philpott with the serve. And that's out of bounds, 23-17. Lord, you bring up the libero play, and we spotlighted Schumacher for Wisconsin and Martinez Mundo from Illinois. Have they met your expectations today?
Yeah, both sides really controlling that back row defense. The libero being that quarterback, deciding where people need to be able to block and sticking to it.
And on the serve receive there was Schumacher. And getting Wisconsin to match point. Schumacher goes to the sideline right now with an ace and 11 digs today. Martinez Mundo for the Illini, 13 digs on the afternoon. Match point Badgers. C.C. Crawford serves. Down the line, out of bounds.